As the first president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah famously said, "Africa is one continent, one people, and one nation." He envisioned a united Africa that would achieve its full potential as a force for good in the world. In this video, we will take a look at the incidents that unfolded during the African Union Summit in February 2024.
In another incident that I would like to shed light on is what has happened this morning here in Addis Ababa. This morning when I prepared myself to come and attend the closed session of the summit, the Ethiopian security has blocked my way. They refused me to come out of the hotel and go on with my cars and entourage to come to the sea. It took me a long time to stay there, and at the end I come with another president's cars and entourage. And when we came to the African Union headquarters again, the two presidents of us, the president of the Republic of Djibouti and myself, again we were blocked to enter the African Union headquarters. A soldiers with a gun stood in front of us and denied an access to this facility. This is the behavior that we are seeing. And I heard that it was not me, other heads of states also were there, who have experienced similar behavior. The nice words of Prime Minister Abiy has no significance. His actions and the actions of the Ethiopia makes the significant. And the actions of Ethiopia as of today is to annex part of Somalia to Ethiopia and to disrespect the African Union Summit participants, me. So the question is now, how Africa can be seen as an emerging power by being part of the G20 and many other forums when some members of the African Union, of the African continent, are not respecting the very principles that the African Union has established in its founding. Somalia, as a founding member of the African Union, we do not deserve that treatment from the country that hosts the African Union. As I said, I repeat again, nice words will never help Africa as a continent.
Mr. Chair, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Ethiopia considers Somalia as a friendly country, and His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh as a good friend. We have zero intention to harm Somalia. We have zero intention to create any problem in our region. Right after we signed the MOU, we have tried all our best to meet His Excellency as a good friend and neighbor to exchange ideas on this matter, but we couldn't succeed. We have also tried to reach His Excellency through our older brother, His Excellency President Ismail Omar Gele, to meet him in person in Djibouti to discuss on this matter. Again, we couldn't succeed. And in Uganda, we have asked President Museveni, President Ruto, also to arrange a venue to exchange ideas face-to-face with His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh, because we consider him as a good friend, and we believe that we can sit and talk and solve our problem without bringing the issue in this level. Mr. Chair, I would like to emphasize that Ethiopia maintains its role as a friendly neighbor, eagerly open to hearing and addressing any concerns raised by Somalia in the spirit of goodwill. We have all the leaders in our region. President Ismail is there, President Ruto is there, and other esteemed leaders in our regions are there. We can sit and talk.
I now give the floor to Ms. Catriona Ling.
Madam President, distinguished members of the Security Council, I welcome this opportunity to address you on developments in Somalia since my last briefing in October, and I'm pleased to do so alongside the Special Representative of the Chairperson of the Africa Union Commission, Suef Mohamed El-Amin. I pay tribute to the Africa Union's mission ATMIS and the dedicated service of its personnel and troops. The federal government of Somalia has made solid progress in recent months in the implementation of its priorities. Madam President, my briefing today will provide brief updates on 8 areas. Firstly, political developments. Secondly, regional developments. Thirdly, a security update. Fourthly, women, peace and security. Fifthly, human rights. Sixthly, humanitarian situation and links to climate change. Seventhly, economic development. And finally, transition. Regional developments. On the 1st of January, Ethiopia and Somaliland announced a memorandum of understanding which reportedly grants Ethiopia a 50-year lease on 20 kilometers of coastline in exchange for certain political and economic benefits to Somaliland. The full details of the MOU are not available, but public pronouncements have generated strong, hostile public reaction in Somalia. It is also worrying to see al-Shabaab exploiting the situation as a tool for recruitment. We recognize that the strong feelings in Somalia are putting pressure on the government to respond, and we encourage the President to remain measured in his response. I echo the words of the Secretary General, who has recalled that the Security Council has repeatedly affirmed its respect for the sovereignty, territorial integrity and unity in Somalia, and called for all parties to engage in peaceful and constructive dialogue, and to refrain from inflammatory words or actions that could further escalate tensions. The situation must be resolved through constructive dialogue. In that regard, it is disappointing that no significant progress was made at the recent Africa Union summit.
In today's world, we often witness the rise of divisive leaders like Abiy Ahmed who create conflicts and tensions among nations. They exploit the differences and grievances of their people to pursue their own agendas, often at the expense of peace and cooperation. However, there is a continent that stands as a symbol of unity and solidarity in the face of such challenges: Africa. Africa is not just a geographical entity, but a cultural and historical one as well. As the first president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, famously said, "Africa is one continent, one people, and one nation." He envisioned a united Africa that would overcome the legacy of colonialism and imperialism and achieve its full potential as a force for good in the world. In this video, we want to remind Africa and the world that Abiy Ahmed will soon be deposed, but Ethiopia and the people of Ethiopia will prevail, and there will be peace in the Horn of Africa. Let us remind ourselves that Abiy Ahmed actions do not represent Africa or the Ethiopian people. This is a moment when African people need to stand united despite the pressures and problems Africa faces and overcome divisive leaders and work together for a better future.